Welcome. Gather round once again. 156 New Meta Podcast. Back with our final non-TI episode, although, as you'll hear, we'll probably be talking about TI a fair bit, just because that's on every Dota player's mind. Bit of clarity, though. I think you can expect a TI preview pod to come out on Tuesday. Any developments on that will be communicated on the Discord, but that's the current plan. Tuesday, maybe Monday, but probably Tuesday for that. And then definitely a group stage review podcast at the very least. And then beyond that, it's up in the air what will be produced, if anything, during TI. At this point, I'll welcome Marco and Adam. Marco, it's up in the air what's happening at TI, because the update since last week is we actually got some tickets to TI, so that's exciting.
Yeah, that's the big news to break. Success in the ticket queues, and so mega excited. It's actually ridiculous that it's 7-8 days till groups, and groups is almost harder to comprehend mentally because it's like 4 simultaneous games for 12 hours for 3 days in a row. It's just, what the hell is going on? But yeah. Oh, exciting. Yeah.
Work output is probably going to suffer in that group stage week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Also, I was talking about the groups. Are we confident that it will be 2 groups? Like it always is?
I think that's the best. I mean, that system's been in place for the last, 5-6 years, even in Alliance's day. I remember TI3 was just...
It was definitely 2 groups for TI3.
Yeah, did they ever do...
Because Alliance didn't lose.
Yeah. Have they ever done a 1 group round robin?
TI 1 and 2 are before my time, so I don't know. I don't think TI 1 had nearly enough teams compared to the other one, so it might have been 1 group.
I feel like you might have not had double elim at TI1. I feel like it could have just been
round robin,
but into them single knockout.
Right. 2 groups of 9's like the gold standard, isn't it? 1 team eliminated, 8 go forward, 4 upper bracket, 4 lower. Yeah, it's
pretty strong.
It's a winning formula.
Yeah.
With that said, we'll wait for the groups to be announced. They probably won't be announced by the time we do the preview show, because I think we established that last year, didn't they get announced like 1 or 2 days before the tournament start or something? So yeah, we'll see about that, but probably won't be out. Not that we really need it to do a preview show. Hopefully the predictions are out though, because it's always fun to talk about most picked, most banned, most kills in a match and that stuff. Or even though the answers are often the same tournament for tournament, or TI through to other TIs. In general, though, Adam, how are you doing? Welcome to the pod.
Good.
Sad.
Sad. First week of a new job. No phone allowed. So, it's a bummer. I don't know how I'm gonna... I guess I'll be going out on break checking matches while you guys are in the arena just chuckling it up, having the time of your life.
Yeah, I suppose so. And from America, you're behind, so it's actually even worse, because when you get home from work, it's like already late, if you know what I mean.
We'll probably be done. I can at least check the results, watch the good games of the day.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess let's just go ahead into how have games been. Marco, have you played much Dota this week? We might be playing, or we had the option to play today, and we did the disciplined thing and did the podcast, put the listeners first. So with that in mind, have you been able to play much?
Because of that noble sacrifice, I haven't been able to do the hero game that was promised, and I kind of made up for it by watching Gork watch Arteezy play Anti-Mage, So
Right.
I did say I was feeling anti-mage, but I've instead lived through different channels into Arteezy's AM, which I think they kind of stomped, and he laned against a Necro, and I've always struggled against Necro, but I'm just too stupid because the way you don't struggle is you get as fast ring of health as you can, and then you blink on the Necro to beat them up a little bit, and you can sustain like that, whereas when I've played it, I've not rushed ring of health, and then you lose the lane. So that's one for me. That's a takeaway.
Nice. Nugget of knowledge on
Yeah.
the podcast. Heard it first. Nice. Adam, how have your games been? Outside of RD2L update, and then, yeah, you can fly
Very
into the
red.
RD2 update as well. Huh?
Very, very red outside of RD2L. I'm looking
Nice,
at the friends this week. It says 1 out of 5 with you, Stan.
Pog?
A solid 20%. And 1 out of 7 with Ron. So a real nice 14% win rate.
That's good to hear.
But, I'll
Doing
take
well.
it, because that means we've been playing party games. And party games are fun.
Yeah.
Even if you lose.
Yeah. Any nuggets
Because
of
it's-
information? Anything you've learned through the losses?
I think we've thrown quite a few,
Yeah.
is what it came down to. I remember we were ahead when I played Gyrocopter, and that might have been when did we feed the sniper 2 ultra kills in a row? Like, he
That was
had
when
no
I-
game, and then he got 8 kills in a row, and it was like, oh no, 8 kills in like 2 minutes.
Yes. That was a tough one. That was tough.
How does that happen?
Very tough.
You walk
Oh.
into them, and then you TP, like respawn one by one and TP, and then their whole team is there.
Yeah, that game was so stupid. It was one of those games where you're so far ahead and everything feels so easy, like you've never lost a fight the entire game. So you sort of like grief yourself a little bit with your playstyle, because it's like, do you know when you talk about when you're so far ahead that you like switch off?
Yeah.
When you said how it's like easier to win when you're like behind sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was definitely a case study of that, because we just sort of like, I mean, for example, I was playing Puck, and I'd just been, dream Puck game, flying around, getting kills everywhere, like untouchable, top net worth by like, I'm like 4k ahead of mid sniper, like not even long into the game, like before 20 mins, like around 20 mins. So I'm like, I'll just get a Dagon. So I went Dagon 5, which is just like a grief, because I never go Dagon 5, so you can call it a grief, or you can call it like experimenting in unranked, I don't know. So that was a bit odd. And then also we had like strange high ground pushes that were just like totally out of line. That was the first one that led to a sniper ultra kill. And then the second one was quite unfortunate. It was one of those where you just don't give the enemies respect, and you sort of, I don't know if you can relate to this, but their Spectre was so bad that the Spectre was just solo feeding the whole game. And so after we've just all respawned from feeding an ultra kill throw, we see Spectre by themselves, like in a side lane way out of position, and we're like, oh, easy kill on Spectre, like let's get back into the game, back on the map. And then our carry, Aesthetics, Monkey, like arrives first onto the scene to kill the Spectre. And then, like, but somehow it's not just Spectre, like all 5 of their heroes are there, so they kill Aesthetics, and it turns into like another ultra kill fed to the sniper in a lost fight. And then we just lost from that point, because they were just ahead after 2 fed ultra kills on the sniper and stuff. It's just too hard.
Lycan, Spec, Sniper as well. The cores are going to dominate you. I'm looking at the Dota buff, and it looks pretty grim, because it says 26 minutes Sniper picks up Mjolnir. Then it says 27 minutes Satanic. So
Yeah.
I know you got some sub-components, but that's still pretty silly.
Yeah.
I healed 28,000 on Dazzle, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. That's all we
Dazzle,
care
a good
about.
hero.
Yeah, oh man, that was a tough loss, but not actually the toughest loss that I've had. I mean, I'll do my games, I guess, before we do RD2L, but I played 4 games of ranked this week, so that's pretty cool. Listeners will fondly remember the time when I was loving life playing Darkseer and winning every game. And what I've learned this week is, if you are enjoying playing a hero, don't play it in ranked. That's the takeaway. I played the DS. I got the DS out in Darkseer, in ranked, and it was absolutely atrocious. So 0-11 for 20-minute loss.
Oof.
Yeah, it's a big oof, and it's a similar story to like all my games this week, or 3 out of 4 of my ranked games. I felt they were over 30 seconds into the lane. Like, I just knew we were going to get stomped, and then we just got stomped in all of those games. Apart from one where I played TA, but it goes into my theory, and I've said this before, that contrary to popular belief, I actually think picks are more important in lower MMRs than they are in higher MMRs, because no one ever adjusts anything, and they try the same thing no matter if they're playing against a hero that counters them or the hero that they counter. Whereas in higher MMRs, people adjust their gameplay a lot more, and they're like used to the nuances and complexities of matchups and heroes, whereas I feel like the game plays itself a lot in lower MMRs. Now, of course, if you're giving a Immortal player any hero, they're going to be able to win games in like lower MMRs. I'm not saying that, but I hope you understand what I mean when I say the games play themselves, so picking the right heroes right. And in this one, we laned me in a Clockwork, which was really good. I was really happy about having DS because I was against Clock. But then this Clock, rather than running against a Warlock with Iron Shell on him, you know, rather than me giving him Iron Shell and him running at Warlock, he runs at Slark, a hero that just gets stronger when you trade. Like, whittling down Slark doesn't work very well because he just gets stacks when you trade. And secondly, he's got Shadow Word healing him whenever he wants. He's got a Warlock in his lane. So in the end, we just end up... Clockwork ends up feeding this Slark loads of kills. I end up feeding him kills because this Slark's super strong. And this whole time, it's like... I'm just begging Clock to go on this Warlock, but he doesn't, because like in his mind, his job is to go on the carry. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just what he thinks. I pick Clock, I run at carry with my Q or whatever, and it just didn't manifest.
It'd be so good if, I mean, this is super contrived, but do you know what I mean, like a classroom session for a team, 5-10 minutes, 15-20 minutes, looking at the 5 heroes versus 5 heroes and going, alright, enemy should be affected by what spell do they have that we need to not happen on us, etc, etc. Because, like you say, I can absolutely see that Clock thinking, and it makes sense some games, but in this game, it can't be more detrimental given it's a Slark, and it's just no kind of adjustments are ever made.
Yeah, that was very rough. And then the other 2 losses, I'll only cover the first minute of the game because I feel like, again, it felt like it was over for me in the first minute. But I was playing Sand King, and I had a Kunkka as my 4, which is already a bit wonky. Like, SK Kunkka lane is a bit... I'm not sure what that's about unless you're against a really weak lane, but we weren't. We were against Oracle Lifestealer. So this Kunkka's like actually useless in the lane because the Lifestealer just... The second Kunkka tries to trade, Lifestealer's just going to munch on him with, you know, Orb of Corrosion. And there's an Oracle as well that casts the root, so you're in danger of death because of the ridiculous slow that Lifestealer can produce when he has Orb of Corrosion and... Is it Ghoul Frenzy, the passive slow?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just slowing you immensely. I have to use Q to, like, escape things. Oracle buys, like, 3 sentries, so Sandstorm's, like, messed up. He's buying Dust. So, you know, played well. Oracle did well. And it's, like, one of those games where it's like, well, now we're just playing in a situation where I literally have 2 CS and Lifestealer has free farm. And if I step up to contest any creeps, I die. Because all it takes is 1 Oracle Q to kill me. That's it. Because, you know, Lifestealer will chase me with a crazy slow. Doesn't matter that I've got phase boots. Like, he's got phase boots as well. And I don't even have... he has it way before me because I'm not hitting any creeps. I had a Kunkka that... All Kunkka can do in this lane is try and torrent from out of vision to stop Lifestealer killing me. So that was in a very, very rough game. Maybe we could have won it. This game did go 40 minutes, so we did have chances, but it was just super, super hard game. It felt like we were always up against it. And then finally, the last one. Blinking Alchemist as a hero, I just can't be arsed with. I don't know if you feel this way about Alch, but I can't be bothered with heroes where if you pick it in a good Alch game, it can be like a free win at Ancient, because no one contests Alch farm. No, it doesn't matter if I'm like, we need to kill these stacks that I've scouted. I can't do it alone. Can we please like smoke 2 heroes and I'll join, or can we smoke 3 heroes and to contest these stacks? Doesn't matter, because it's like everyone's on autopilot, so Alch just gets to farm these mega stacks. And you can't contest him in the lane, and he just wins like by himself, versus if you pick a hero that counters Alch and you just like win the game. And the context here is I picked Void Spirit last pick and he picked Alch, and there's nothing really I can do as Void Spirit to contest the lane. Like, he's going to just acid spray, farm, run away, acid spray, farm, run away. Like, it doesn't matter. There's actually nothing I can do solo. He gets level 6 at the same time as me, so, you know, my kill potential is not there because he just heals, etc. If I'd randomly just picked Razor, or randomly just picked, I don't know, Lena, or randomly picked Monkey King mid or something like that, or even Viper, like randomly picked Viper, all these things I could have done, and just by pure luck I picked Void Spirit. And it's like the difference between a free win and a free loss almost with Alch. I feel like at this MMR, because if he gets a raidy like 2 minutes in, like he will in the free game, just feels like you're like 90% gonna lose. So anyway, that was my ranked experience, 0-4 ranked experience this week. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, with Alch, I feel like I've had either the winning side of that, where you dominate the Alch free win, or, I mean, I've just got PTSD. I remember playing a ranked with an Alch. This happens. He's 10k gold ahead, and it was one of these games we lost and threw, and yeah, I mean, so it's one of these heroes where it feels like nothing's enjoyable. It is either like depressingly easy because it's a stomp, or if you lose, it's probably a stomp or the biggest throw ever. Yeah, there's always going to be throw potential. This game was so dumb because it's like, he's not even the carry, he's the mid. So we've got this Weaver running around with like Falcon Blade, you know, Maelstrom, Daedalus, and Enchanted Quiver or whatever, doing insane damage. Like, we have to kill him. We have to kill this Weaver. We've also got a Necro running around, or like being a nuisance with like Hood and Lotus and like Kaya Sanj. And to be honest, I played this game with Aesthetics, friend of the pod, and it was almost like the Necro just held their draft apart, because it's really difficult, I think, to play against an Alch and a Weaver when you've got a hero that sits at the front, like unkillable or really inefficient to kill, really difficult to go on, with a Lotus Orb and a Hood, this Necro, right? And then Alch can blink in with a stun, because the Alch build this game was Phase, Blink, Phase, Armlet, Basher, Blink, Moonshard, and then BKB at some point. So later stages into the game, I'm Void Spirit, and Alch literally kills me in stun duration. Like, he, you know, charges up an Unstable Concoction, Blink stun on me, and just kills me in that duration with Armlet, Basher, and Moonshard. So it's like so difficult for us to play the game trying to get round a Necro sieging a tower, when every time we go on him, we're liable to be collapsed on by a Weaver coming out of nowhere with really high speed, or a Alch blinking in, or a Lion blinking in, or a tree blinking in. It's like their draft worked very well together. So it's not like you can't answer an Alch, but it's just one of those extreme heroes, you know, like a Meepo or Huskar. It's just frustrating to lose to, because if you randomly pick a counter, it's plus 30 MMR. Anyway, I've been whining for so long, so the listeners need to be saved. Adam, are you going to save them with RD2O update?
I don't know. We went 1-1, undefeated no longer.
Feels bad.
But we're 5-1. There's 6 5-1 teams now.
Oh wow!
But game 1 we lost to Techies, so it doesn't count. Game 2 we banned the Techies, and easy.
Is this the team with the really high MMR player?
Yeah, he was ranked 600. He plays mid, for the team, but he's actually a 4 player. Because if you go to his profile, it's like Master Tier IO, Master Tier Earthshaker, Grandmaster Tier, level 30 Earth Spirit.
Earthshaker mid, Earth Spirit mid. Is that
well, if in the previous week he played Earth Spirit twice mid and just rolled them. So
no pun intended.
We just like banned that both games. And game 1 he played Mirana mid, and game 2 he played Tiny. And
he actually is just playing 4s mid. That's so funny.
Yeah, he's just playing 4s mid, basically. We just lost our head a bit to a Techies, and they had a 5 Monkey King, which I don't think actually did anything, but it was kind of annoying. But in the second game, ban Techies, I play Beastmaster, and we just won in 26 minutes, 34-7.
Nice.
Mid Tiny's 1-6-4. They picked 4 Tinker. I think that was the problem. The 4 Tinker was 0-9-3. They just could not have a game. Like, our safe lane is 9-0-11. Mid's 10-1-9. I'm 7-1-14. And it was just easy mode. Just roll over the game. Get a 16-minute Dom 2, and then get a pipe and a mech, and then what's a Tiny gonna do? He can't go on anybody. We're gonna hit a ball. I'm gonna pop pipe. Or if he walks up Shadowblade, I'm just gonna roar him. We have 5 Pango, very strong. We've got a good 5 Pango player. And what's funny is, I think our team might be 3-0 or 4-0 with 4 Rubik, which I think is so bad as just a hero. But you know what? It works. I don't know how it works, but we just roll the game with a 4 Rubik, and it's in my lane too. I've expressed my displeasure with that pick many a time on this pod, and yet it's you have to go with the hero pool. So I've resigned myself to playing with 4 Rubik.
That's pretty funny. Beastmaster then pretty straightforward, would you say? Because that's a 3 that I've never really dabbled with.
Yeah, I think I'm 3-0.
It actually should be easy.
I think I'm 3-0 on Beastmaster with this team, if you include the Scrim week. Yeah, it's super easy. You just it was Rubik Beast against Weaver Lion.
Just don't feed boars, kind of thing.
I mean, it's like Weaver Sakuchi try to kill the boar. It's like, okay, I'll let you kill the boar, or I'll deny the boar, or you complete your Sakuchi, and then you got a long cooldown in the lane. Now you're really slow. Now you get lifted and fade bolted, and you die twice in the lane to a Beastmaster, which should never happen. And then you lose your tier 1 tower. And then whoever tries to hold the lane after that just gets roared and killed. It was perfect. It's the other 4 were just doing their thing. I was taking up the entire Radiant side of the Radiant safe lane jungle, just farming all of it, and then the lane, push the lane into tier 2, farm it all. Someone comes up, they get roared, they're dead. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to leave this place. And then they're like, okay, bring 4 heroes, and I just leave, walk away.
Yeah,
because the
see them coming with the Hawk.
Yeah, the Hawk. Hawk's way too good. Way too good. If you just spam that off cooldown, it's just it's too much. It's way too much information. So easy to play around.
Yeah, the numbers back it up as well. Beastmaster, very good win rates. 55% in Divine Plus. And it does go down, to be fair. It's actually a sub 50% win rate in Guardian, Crusader, and lower.
I mean, it's kind of hard to control the boars, and if you do the zoo thing, I don't even know if the Helm Dom 2 is like good still. It's probably an old build at this point. I went with it. It was kind of split on Dota Buff what people were going. Because you can totally do like other things. Not even have to go the meme ags. You can go like Aura, more Aura stuff, or you can get like a Blink and a Solar Crest. Like that type of stuff. But I don't know. I think in RD2L it's fine to get the big giant ancient creep. Oh, I got the Thunderhide and I didn't lose it. It did not die. It was the same Thunderhide that I got the entire game, and it's pretty good to give your spin 75 attack speed. So,
yeah. Can you imagine how bad the item would be if Drow Ranger still one-shot Ancients with the proc on the ult? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
that was fun times.
It's basically now it's just Doom and Doom talent, Night Stalker, Shard, Lifestealer, Infest, Chen, and I think that's Enchantress talent, but I don't think Clinks can eat it. Can he eat it? I don't think he can.
No, I don't believe you can, no.
Can he eat friendly ones?
No, I don't think he can target Ancients.
Yeah, I don't think it can. I think that was a meme I saw where if you Helm Dom 2 and a hard camp creep, it gets the big bonus health, and he can eat that. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a very, very small number of things can deal with an Ancient like that, especially that early.
Yeah. Thanks for the RD12 update. Let's do a stat corner, and then we'll talk about heroes on our sort of TI or pub watch list. So stat corner is an interesting one for you guys. We're talking a lot about TI 10, and I'm wondering how good your memory is of TI 9 and the heroes
that we saw. 2 years ago.
The heroes we saw at TI 9. I'm going to test your memory. This is a good one for maybe a fun one for the listeners as well, because I know some people get most people get really into TI and all the stats and stuff.
This is so
Can either
sad.
of you tell me what the most picked hero was at TI 9?
Now I'm thinking about TI 8. You know
any
what I mean?
in the top 10, I'll be impressed. Yeah. To be fair, yeah, you could get them mixed up. Yeah.
Shadow Demon is in the top 10, or is it TI 8 hero?
Yeah, Shadow Demon's number 2.
Okay.
In which TI?
This is all TI 9.
It's a TI 9 hero.
Most
because that was when the W was really strong. You would just nuke somebody to half.
So this is most picked, did you say?
Yeah, most picked.
So they've got through the bans and are getting picked.
Probably not Enchantress, right?
I was going to say Ench.
No, Ench is 15th.
Ugh.
It'd be the one before that when it was top 3 then. That was a TI 8. Oh, man. Shadow Demon. I'm happy I got one so high.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a good shout.
Yeah, good shout. I would do most contested, but the problem is Dota Buff does it for the whole... It does it for like the qualifiers as well, and I can't filter it out.
Can we get a position for this number 1?
For number 1? Position 5. I'll take any in the top 10 though, if you want to throw some out. I mean, this is the number 1 most picked hero was a position 5. And do you want me to give you some background? And I think you'll get it quite soon. So it's a position 5 in pubs. I would say traditionally,
is it Lion?
Not obviously a position 5. It's probably a support traditionally, and it was picked up sort of as a TI 9 specialty pos 5 that's very good at controlling areas like Roche. I mean, it's got exceptional Roche control. Yeah, ET is the most picked.
That's insane. Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
It's crazy though, because ET is such a forgettable hero. He's one of the most forgettable heroes. Like, if you made me list all the Dota heroes, I think ET I might forget.
The Armor Ripper.
Yeah. There's a lot of POS 5s playing Elder Titan at TI9. That was big. Number 3, so you've got number 1 and 2, and I think you should get number 3, because number 3 I feel like is the last 2 TIs, so it was the number 2 most picked at TI8, and the number 3 at TI9. It's a hero that's just
I think
all over the meta.
Shaker or Tiny?
Tiny, yeah.
Okay.
Tiny was number 3.
Yeah, because I couldn't quite remember with Tiny, because I know it was such a classic TI8 Jerax winning games, and it felt like Tiny was such a common hero, fast-paced meta. I couldn't quite remember about TI9 though.
Well, TI9 was the faster meta, and TI8 was the slower meta with late game, super late game.
Was it
like Spectre?
TI8 or TI9 that OG were playing monkey business Dota though?
That was TI9, yeah, that's the most recent one, TI.
So which one was it that we had Pugner on Topson? Or was that both?
That's both. But that's both. The famous
yeah.
TI8 was when they had like Anna Spectre and like Anna PL Seb, late game
late
morph.
game.
PL versus morph. And there was the bug where
PL morph,
where if you level up as when you're morphed, you don't get your stats.
Yeah.
And Ame missed out on like 20 stats, and that's why they lost. I'm still mad.
Yeah.
That was the sad game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and TI9 was monkey business.
I'm with you, yeah. I should have said Tiny more confidently then.
Yeah. Although Tiny was big TI8, he's number 2.
Yeah, that was when Sumail had the kill record and they lost. He had like 30-something kills on Tiny.
That was dark.
Yeah. Speaking of dark things in the past, I was watching a really old replay like a couple days ago of a pro game, and it was back when I think there were respawn talents and Bloodstone reduced to a respawn time.
Lena, no respawn time.
Yeah, so I was watching a pro game, and it was OG versus I think LGD or something at TI7, I think, and Storm Spirit was having a decent game, had a Bloodstone, and they'd kill Storm Spirit in a team fight. 0 death timer, and he'd just zip in again. It was like, what is this game? Like, Storm Spirit literally dies and instantly respawns in Fountain. Like, what?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Lena and Veno had level 10 respawn talents. And it was weird. You go mid Lena and you would just
stuff like that,
you would die and you wouldn't be punished.
Syllabur had it as well, and that's partly why there was a small meta of right-clicker Lone Druid, because you would come back to life, and so you don't care about bear.
Yeah, you don't need the bear, otherwise it'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me the hero with the highest win rate with more than 10 games?
IO.
At TI9, it was indeed IO, yeah.
Yeah.
Well remembered, of course. This one reminds me... EG fans might remember this, because it reminds me of S4, but the 4th most picked hero at TI. At TI9.
Doom?
S4 played this a fair bit? No.
Shadow Demon? Doom or Beastmaster?
No, it's not a traditional POS 3.
Because I remember that game where there was Doom and a Beastmaster, and each person got tri-laned, and the off lanes were combined they were like 0 and 11 in the laning stage between the two of them, and it's even though so-and-so died 6 times, they're still a level ahead of the other one, so it actually comes out like they're ahead.
Yeah. I remember
that. Not a non-traditional 3?
Yeah, I mean, I won't I won't make you think about it for ages, but it's traditionally a 5, played as a 3 a lot at TI 9, because people liked it. I think it had like a really nice cooldown reduction talent, and people were playing it. Has a stun and a steroid.
Stun and steroid makes me think ogre, but it's definitely not ogre.
It is ogre. It's ogre.
Really?
Yeah, Ogre 3 was like a big thing at TI9. People were playing it quite a lot. And S4 played it a fair bit. That's what I think of anyway. Yeah, I won't go through.
So TB
all of
was
these.
pretty popular, or was that just EG? Because EG always plays TB, and so that's the games I always remember is TB.
Yeah, TB wasn't popular. That was more of like a EG specialist thing, I think. Most popular carry was Gyro, and then you have things like Ember, Lifestealer, Sven.
But you gotta think, that's not Lifestealer now. Like, that's old Lifestealer, and that's
old Lifestealer.
Old Gyro without flak buff. Or maybe it's already been nerfed and buffed back in the amount of time it's been since TI 9.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the TI9 overview. Interestingly, Chen, the third most contested hero, that's just classic TI, those two. Chen was only picked, so he's got like half as many picks as the next most contested, but just loads of bans. Like more bans than any other hero, actually.
The true stat corner should be, what version of Chen was that? Because...
Oh god, that's too big brain for me.
Like, what did the spells do? Nobody knows.
I think that was Recall Chen, wasn't it?
I think
that's now on Kotal Shard?
I think it was Recall Chen, but was it also, like, heal buff Chen? Like, or was it
like
armor
penitence
aura,
buff Chen
or
something?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
I think it definitely was recalled. I think it was definitely recalled from level 1 Chen.
Yeah, like lane shenanigan recall from level 1 Chen. Yeah. Enough nostalgia for TI's past.
But he can't do that at all, though, now, right? He can't recall at all.
No, he can't recall.
His creeps, but, like, yeah, there's no hero component. Damn.
In terms of heroes on our watch list for TI, or indeed things to shout out in the pubs, do you guys have anything you're watching out for, or you think might be big, or you're even worried might be big, either in pubs or in TI?
I don't want to spoil what you were going to talk about, but I do think that hero will be more popular than it's been at the previous TIs.
The hero in question being Snipster.
Yeah, because it's not popular at all ever. But I actually think the hero will be picked more than nothing. Solely off of take aim. I think take aim is very, very strong. And I think you learned that it was very, very strong.
Well, I didn't use it, and I subsequently learned the one time
we lost to it, and then you picked it, and then you didn't know, and it's like, press the button.
Yeah.
He was like man fighting a melee hero. They were just standing and like, press take aim. And then you're like, I thought it just gave bonus range.
Yeah, the way I see it going down, Sniper gets picked twice, group stage, gets absolutely annihilated because they're going to be all over the Sniper in the first 10 minutes. They're going to be relentless, and the team that picks it won't get to the mid game, and it'll never get picked again.
That's still more than nothing, like it has been. So
it's more than nothing.
We'd still be right.
Yeah, I think Sniper will be. I have more hope in the Sniper than Marco. I think it will be picked a fair bit. I think we'll have more than 10 games. I think we'll have like 10 plus games, maybe like 12 games or something.
Between 10 and
13
15
games.
Yeah, it's It's pretty good. Like,
it's good. The numbers are too good now. Like, they've buffed the numbers enough that it's actually just strong.
if you can zone, like, if your team can protect you, and I don't mean, like, keep it to where nobody ever gets close to you, just keep someone within, like, 500 range of you, they're never going to close the distance until they have BKB. But that is one thing that pros will buy.
Yeah.
But, no one can close on you. It's wild.
Yeah, it's nuts. For TI's one thing, the pros is one thing. Because when you're playing it mid, I think a lot of pros will be like, would I rather play like Dusa or something that just farms faster? Like, and can we deal with, if we're going to ignore a hero, like surely we'd rather ignore a sniper than ignore a Dusa, if you know what I mean? So maybe teams will just not pick it because there's better options. But in pubs, I think this hero is nuts in pubs. I actually think this hero is bonkers. Especially the lower in MMR you go. So a few things that I noted about Sniper, because I played it this week and just crushed a game with it, and then sort of threw into a Sniper that we mentioned previously where we fed 2 ultra kills, and it made me come out thinking, wow, Sniper's actually just a free win. Because first of all, the numbers are just too good. A lot of buffs recently. Secondly, I think the laning is really, really strong. If you pick Sniper mid, you out-harass because you've got headshot and you've got higher range. You've got incredible animation for CSing. Like, you can out-CS really easily. And you've actually got tons of kill potential because if they ever get out of position, you've got 3 shrapnel charges to, like, chase them down. And it's easy for you to dive towers because unlike if you were playing a melee hero where you've got to, like, really get under tower and get amongst the trees to dive, here you can just shrapnel like into the trees that they're hiding behind around their tier 1 and maybe take 2 or 3 tower hits and be fine. So the laning's amazingly strong. Incredibly high damage, like in the mid game. Really underrated like rotation potential. When I play Sniper, I find it really easy to like rotate into fights because your range is so long. If you're playing some other mid, like, I don't know, some Kunkka or some Lina, you've got to be within Light Strike Array cast range to have any impact, or X marks the spot cast range to have any impact. The cast range of Assassinate is massive, and just your right clicks and shrapnel are super long reach, so I feel like you can really get involved in the mid game. I don't think the hero is just like AFK farmer. And then secondly, or additionally to that, the item flex. I feel like you can flex items quite a lot. There's nothing that's set in stone. I personally really like going Mask of Madness, but you don't have to. I like going Mask of Madness into Maelstrom and then into, you know, your Dragon Lance and all the rest of it. But you can go, I know Marco's a fan of Blink on Sniper. You could even go, you know, some people go Midas, some people go tankier, treads like SMY, Dragon Lance kind of thing. So a lot of options, which is always good in pubs. And I would just highly recommend picking Sniper.
Yeah, I think if you can survive, I guess mid is probably better and easier. I've played it in a lane, side lane, and I had it go wrong because I leaked a couple deaths, and then you're just too slow, too squishy, too vulnerable, and you can just get run at. I think in the mid, yeah, it's easier to go equal or dominate. Thinking about TI, all I can think about is crit playing Earth Spirit and killing Sniper four times in the first 8 minutes, and that's all I can think about. Maybe
that's a fair point, yeah.
Maybe a draft where there isn't that gap close could mean, oh, this is a Sniper game. Like you say, could it be a better Dusa game? It'd be interesting to see if it comes out. I feel like it's like Adam says, never touched TI before. I don't think it can. I just feel like teams, POS 4, POS 5 players move around the map so well that a Sniper that's so vulnerable, if ever gone on, is not going to cope.
Yeah, no, I agree with that point for sure. The pubs, one thing I forgot to mention as well that is true in pubs but not true in pros when it comes to Sniper is the heroes may be the best punishing hero, like in DotA. So like because the hero's so good at defending high ground, so many Sniper games, all you need is patience, and then eventually you just win. Yeah. Because the enemies will get frustrated and they'll just try. I mean, this is exactly what happened in our throw to Sniper. try a high ground push that's premature. And against a hero like Sniper, if you do that, you're gonna get like wiped, and Sniper's gonna get tons of kills. And it's just so punishing in pubs. In pros, that doesn't happen. Like, their teams are just ultra disciplined. They're not going to do they're not going to take any risks.
I mean, it's even more so with this version. You get punished because if he doesn't have to move and he presses take aim, you're not escaping because you're slowed by shrapnel and slowed by headshot. It's guaranteed, like, super headshots.
Yeah.
It's like built-in ballista. And Ballista was removed from the game, so...
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it, yeah.
The high ground point, though, is phenomenally strong for pubs, and it makes me think of a 5-stack game that we had. 5 stacks, you'd think communication and synergy is really strong. And that exact point of, so we're losing behind, but I was a safe lane sniper. I don't think it was this game, actually. No, it wasn't this game, actually. I want to find it because the statistics, I think, are quite painful. Basically, the message is, we've got a sniper, let's just go hold, high ground, don't die, just don't die, 5-stack, communication, don't die, let's take it late, we can do this. The final story is it's a 27-minute throne loss, yet we've got... So 27 minutes, like, you clearly didn't hold high ground very well. That's quite an early finish. 41 deaths on our team in 27 minutes, which is a lot. And I just remember thinking,
some action.
Like, this game we have a higher chance to win if everyone just sits in the fountain. There's no reason, if you're losing, if you've got a sniper, literally just let them die on tier 3 high ground. Stop dying outside the base. Honestly, I couldn't believe this game. Utterly phenomenal. Oh my god. Because it is exactly your point. If the team had just sat in the base and therefore didn't leak like 15 unnecessary deaths, 20 unnecessary deaths, just sit in the base, let them go high ground, Sniper's going to have a great time. So that's triggering. For
sure, yeah. A life pro tip for Sniper players out there. One defensive item, like Force Staff or Pike, basically. You could maybe say Blink, you could maybe say Shadowblade. I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but getting a defensive item on Sniper, a BKB is actually, again, not another fine option, but the value of a defensive item on Sniper, I think, is so much stronger than a lot of other mids, because enemy teams sort of get to the first point in their mind where they think we've got to kill Sniper, so they will really force the issue to the point where if you can escape that initial go, if you can, like, say for example the high ground situation, you're really behind, but you've got a sniper. You're sitting at him, like, you know, around the sort of tier 4 area, between tier 4 tier 3, defending high ground. They're gonna try some crazy go on you because they know they have to. If you just force staff like under your own tier 4 or like BKB or Shadowblade and walk away, like something that forces... I mean, the Shadowblade option is not that good because all it takes is a dust. You're not actually repositioning yourself. If you foil that initial go, it's like guaranteed, like exactly what we've been talking about, guaranteed turnaround ultra kill. So I really feel like the defensive item on Sniper, I'm like a massive believer in that. People like to double down on the glass cannon, but I'm very much against that. Like my build, Mask of Madness, Maelstrom, Pike, get that 4-star, like ASAP. I wouldn't skip it because positioning is everything on a glass cannon hero like Sniper, and so any repositioning is just that much more value. So that's my pro tip for playing Sniper in pubs. Any other heroes you wanna shout out or talk about?
Yeah, well, it's kind of an anti-shout out on the Sniper train of long range artillery. I do hope Medusa's not meta at TI, just because it's a little bit stale to watch Dusa.
Do you think it will be meta?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It feels like it's often a reliable tournament hero. Take it late, take it safe. It can be hard to punish it because the way I contrast Sniper is you jump on the Sniper, it's glass. jump on a Dusa, it's not quite glass. It gaze, snake, quite tanky. So it does feel like a carry that. I mean, I wouldn't be like, wow, what's this carry doing at TI? It does feel like a good tournament hero. And I feel like it has been in the pro scene in the last kind of 6 months, floating around.
Yeah. What's your feeling on that, Adam? Because I feel like some of the rumblings is that I sort of suspect Dusa will be picked.
It's probably pretty good.
Do you think there are better options? Like,
I'm trying to think. Like, I like Lifestealer a lot, but Lifestealer is not good against Medusa. So, but I do think Lifestealer is a strong hero right now. The built-in BKB and the Ghoul Frenzy is a Giga Slow.
Yeah,
it's hard to say. Like, what? There's like no pro stuff to watch. I haven't been watching Twitch pubs. Like, I don't know what they're inclined to do, but I do know the first day you will see, and it will probably stick to that until main stage.
Yeah, the group stage meta and the main stage meta are like usually a little bit different.
That's where you get the time to think about some little counter picks, some little sneaky things, especially when you know who your opponent is, instead of like playing 3 or 4 different teams a day. But yeah, definitely the first day teams will be like, oh, this team won with this hero 3 times? Well, now we have to pick that hero or figure out how it's done.
Yeah. I feel like naturally the group stage, everyone goes in with their own idea of how to play. And so I feel like every team has quite a distinct hero pool strategies. And then perhaps at the end of the groups, then definitely the start of the tournament tree, you see it merge into who's got the best.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see Tinker. Like,
I think that we will.
I wonder if it's that good to where it's not exploitable by an enemy team to just like roll over it.
Yeah, it has been nerfed, but probably still good enough that teams will definitely try it. That's for sure. I'd be very surprised if we don't see like Tinker play, because like these mid players want to play Tinker as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Abed definitely wants to play Tinker, and like these other Tinker players definitely want to get it out.
I feel like Faceless Void's pretty good. Sorry.
What about? No, I was just going to say, in terms of the carries, we talked about Dusa. Do you think something like a Luna is just like a better Dusa, or are the heroes too different for them to be bunched together?
They farm pretty much the same, but like,
yeah,
I think Medusa wins late.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
And probably wins early and wins late, but does not win in the middle. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, Luna's a funny hero. I sort of feel like Luna should be really bad in in pro games, but it isn't. Like, it can be really effective for sure.
People stack.
Yeah, people stack and people pick Io as well, which helps.
Yeah. That new spec build is pretty nasty, but it probably won't get picked.
What's the new build?
Ags.
What does Ags do?
Like Echo Saber or Falcon Blade Ags.
Yeah.
You get a haunt, single target haunt.
Yeah,
But it's on a 30-second cooldown or something. So you can like haunt in on somebody, and you just need to have vision and just follow up. It's perfect if you have a bounty hunter or a Nyx or something, or if you're just like ahead, support shows on the map, and then you come out of nowhere and kill them. If you have then if you go like Manta or something, you're proccing Giga Desolates. That's the other thing, is that when you see them and they're presumably alone, you go in, you're guaranteed Desolates, which is huge damage. And then the Ags also shoots off a Spectral Dagger on the target, so they're already slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get like a free nuke and slow.
You get another free nuke, don't you? Because you can Spectral Dagger as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, you basically get to do that twice.
Yeah, it's really strong. I think Weaver as well. Like, I think Weaver will be picked, which I hate because I hate Weaver. I really don't like Weaver as a hero, but I think Weaver seems like it's going to be strong, I think. So there's that to watch out for. There's also, like, Naga. A lot of people were really hyping up this buff that Naga got. I think 2 seconds longer on illusion time, which, you know, that's quite considerable for a hero like Naga.
I mean, I love
2 more
Naga,
seconds to
but
farm everything.
that's a hard hero to pull off. It's like just Arteezy that tries it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
I mean, I like it when that hero's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it when the hero's good. It's not the worst thing to watch.
But you can play it a lot more forward than you used to. Like, you can man fight pretty early and kind of...
Yeah.
Like, Arteezy used to do, like, a Shadow Blade build, and you would pop out and just kill. You don't have to, like, AFK, ruin, like, you know, just stall the game out, no one can push until you're 7 slotted. Like, it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it used to be Radiance, didn't it?
Yeah.
Naga Radi, with, like, the illusions picking off. Yeah, that was
Back
rough.
when PL and Naga used to be Rady heroes.
God, I was never around for PL Radi. That sounds crazy.
Oh, yeah, you would, that was his core thing forever. He would... Man, this is, like, old. You get Tranquil Boots. Tranquil Boots used to have an active component. It was like a...
Did it?
Wow.
Yeah, it was like a mini salve. You would activate them for them to give you that boost. And then that was back when if you got... if you took damage from anything, your salve would break. Like you couldn't... like a creep would hit you, or like a... Yeah, but you get Radiance, and he had a different W. It's still called Doppelganger, I think, but you would press W, and it would send off one illusion in the direction that you were running, but you would go invis. And you could, like, run away.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so weird. Yeah. PL was the first hero that, like, broke my brain playing Dota. When I was, like, brand new to Dota, the first time I played against PL, I was like, this hero is just... I swear this hero is, like, unbeatable. I just thought the hero was unbeatable. It's like, there's just a billion of them. How do you know which one's real? You know what I mean? It just blew my brain in half. Yeah. It's funny with TI, with the meta, because I feel like there's... I want to say there's 4 metas at TI. There's, like, group stage meta. There's the first sort of 2/3 of the main stage meta. There's the sort of final 2 days meta.
Like the top 6 meta?
Yeah, like top 6, top 5, top 4, sort of like, you know, upper bracket semi-finals plus, I guess.
And then the last day.
And then the grand final meta as well.
Yeah,
I feel like they're the metas.
There'll definitely be some weird pick game 1. There always is.
Yes, and there's always... The thing I love about TI as well is... Well, I mean, there's many things I love. There's always surprises at group stage. Heroes that no one expects. So I remember... I think it was TI8, I want to say. I don't think it was TI9. I think it was TI8. Where... I think maybe the very first game of TI, or like the second game of TI, like Pugner, Sumail picked Pugner for EG, and then the next game, the enemy team picked Pugner or something, and I don't know if you remember this, but Pugner used to just be like a joke non-hero, and just was never ever picked all the time. It's sort of grown now, but back then it was just like, it was like techies, it was like a joke. And then suddenly it's this hero, and everyone's like, no, surely not, Pugner's not a hero. And then at TI8 it was like a decent hero, and just no one had even been talking about it before. Or TI9 when Darkseer had been uncontested the entire tournament, and then it gets 2 picks on the final day. Because I think Seb picks it up, and then Mind Control or like Chalice picks it up as well. Just weird stuff like that. It's always fun.
Was it Darkseer, the hero that Kuroki forced Mind Control to lose TI on?
No, that was Omni Knight.
Omni Knight, that was it.
Yeah,
that
was
is so
dark.
brutal.
When Kuroki's like, guys, I just want you to like feel good with what you're playing and like pick hero that we feel good with and like play our own way, and he's like, give me profit, and then he's like, what about Omni Knight?
No, but then he's like, Seb plays Omni Knight really well, play Omni like Seb.
Yeah,
and he's like,
so grim.
oh, it's not even like he can't play it, but he's just getting dirt thrown.
And then
in his face.
he's like, what do you want me to do? Like, how does Seb play it? And it's like, oh god, it's so grim to see mind control, like one of the best players of Dota in the world, being like, as if he's a herald,
gone.
like, as taking advice on how to play Omni Knight, like a hero that he's probably played like 500 times. So,
oh man,
yeah, that was
that's the classic party unranked. Like, well, maybe party ranked, but the party experience for some random, like not random fifth, but there's a party member that just gets forced into a hero that after the game is like, actually, yeah, why did we make them play this? Well, it's such a good Oracle game. We can purge the Dark Sea Iron Shell, and then they've played 2 games of Oracle.
Well, that's the classic ranked debate when you're playing with 4 randoms and like you let them who have absolutely no idea of hero pool and also have absolutely no idea like what it's a good game for, but like in their head it's like the dream Storm Spirit game. And they're like telling me to pick Storm, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll pick Storm. And it's like, 1 second in, when you're like reading what the third spell does, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, that's rough times.
Talking because just talking safe lane. What I really hope to see is some either unconventional safe lane or a kind of old school Team Liquid, no real carry in the draft kind of draft, where you've got the Quap in the safe lane or some non-hard
like
carry.
Razor or something. Yeah.
Maybe not Razor. Maybe more Quap, Storm in the safe lane, Potem, someone a bit interesting. I hope that happens somehow. And then it made me think, I hope and wonder if an Arme Pudge will materialise at TI. Because that's been played quite a bit. Sick. I don't know how legit they think it is. But that would be cool.
God, think of the cheers if a Pudge got picked.
Oh yeah,
that'd be huge. I'll be on the chair.
Yeah,
a techie pick.
Techie pick.
Yeah, did techies get picked last TI?
Yes, it did.
Did it?
I think it got like 3 games last TI.
Who picks that?
Jerax picked it.
Did he?
Well, do you not remember you obviously haven't watched as many TI9 like highlights as me then, because there's a famous clip where he gets an ultra kill on techies when like OG bait a team in like really badly, and then it got 2 games, 2 losses last TI.
Wow.
It probably will get. I don't think it'll get a main stage game, so I don't think we'll see it. If it's picked, it'll be picked in groups. Yeah, I really don't. I don't think we'll see it at all.
I don't think we will see Juggernaut.
That's so sad. I love a Jug.
Yeah, Jug's fun. We need Miracle to play it. Win TI with it.
I don't think that's a strong hero right now. But watch me be watch me be wrong. I don't think we'll see a Meepo. I know that's a really crazy prediction.
Yeah. I also don't think we'll see a Meepo. Like maybe one Meepo, but
I don't think we'll see a Brood.
The hero's so trash.
I think Brood is in a sorrowful state as well. I think there's not going to be like the cheese stuff. Maybe maybe a Husker, but
maybe, yeah. You don't see Husker like hardly ever anymore.
I want to see somebody like do that as a 4 and like get the Ags. You know? Yeah,
I'd be well up
and
for
do
that.
Like the taunt.
Yeah, I want to go back to TI7 when like Team Liquid won picking Huskar and Brood, like, and Dazzle, like Huskar and Dazzle Brood in like the same draft, just the grimmest drafts ever, just winning TI. Good times. I think IO will be good again. The hero's got a really high win rate in Immortal Pubs, and if it's got a high win rate in Immortal Pubs, I feel like it's going to be really good at TI as well. For the same reasons that IO is always good. So I feel like IO, I would not be surprised at all if by the time we get to main stage or like latter half of main stage, IO's like first ban every game. I could genuinely see that.
Yeah, I feel like IO +1 hard carry is such a TI strat. I feel like it's one that never appears in the season, and then at TI it's like, alright, Like it's just IO hard carry.
Yeah, like
For
IO
certainty.
Luna, IO Weaver, like IO
Gyro,
Dusa,
IO.
IO Gyro, of course. Yeah, I think that'll come out. I think Tree and Protector, I'd be up for seeing that. I quite like it, and I think that'll be a good hero. Really, really strong laning, which at TI I feel like a lot of teams default on to like laning stuff a bit more. Like that becomes really ticky-tacky, like laney towards the later stage of TI, like these unbeatable lanes and stuff. And Tree could provide that, and he's got quite a clear-cut item build, wanting to go like Meme Hammer and Ags and like Blink in some order or something. So those are all interesting.
I wonder who's got the most innovative draft, because a lot of teams will be picking, oh yeah, what's this good draft conventional, but I wonder if anyone's figured out some sort of broken weird random pos 1, random pos 3, hit some weird OP timing at 18 minutes and like, I wonder if anyone's solved anything like 5D.
Yeah. OG might try some like OG will definitely try some like wonky stuff in the group stage for sure. You know, Seb is like up all night thinking about which 18.5-minute timing is like the strongest that they can fabricate or something.
Yeah.
So there might be weird stuff like that. It's an interesting one. It wouldn't surprise me if everyone's like completely off, and like because of how new the patch is. Like, we're playing 7.30, it's so new, really. And there hasn't been a big tournament on the patch. I don't think.
Yeah, so it's just
it wouldn't surprise me if we come in and it's like, oh, there are actually like 3 heroes that are just ludicrously OP and almost free wins, and we didn't even know. Like, it wouldn't really surprise me that much. So, like, Tinker just turns out, if you play it well, it's just a free win, or like some...
You mean like
or something,
a wyvern, like that was, where mid wyvern got discovered.
Like that, yeah.
It's like, no.
In any case, it'll be fascinating to see. I'm sure.
Dawnbreaker.
Oh, we didn't even talk
Really?
about Dawnbreaker.
Do you reckon that's got a chance?
Oh, it's totally going to be picked. I bet it. I'll even say it's going to be top 25 heroes.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold predictions.
Top quarter. And
support.
I think it'll be multiple positions.
Ooh.
Like, not
Saucy.
4 or 5, like core and support.
I'm so up for some core Dawnbreaker. That'd be fun to see.
All
Skeptical,
I know,
Marco.
I watched I watched Excalibur, and RTZ played one Dawnbreaker 2 games in a row, and that makes me think maybe he's just grinding the one Dawnbreaker, trying it out. Because, you know, he likes one Nature's Prophet. It's kind of the same thing. Aggressive can TP on somebody.
I'd be so excited for Dawnbreaker, especially POS 1.
I would love it POS 1. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've not seen the content to get convinced.
I think it's
some YouTube video.
A well-strung hero. It's so tanky. Early.
It is tanky early. I guess if you get a BKB, you're fine.
And, I mean, that shard fixed the hero, I think. I mean, it's a shame you gotta get a shard. It's the BKB while you're queuing.
Okay, that sounds useful. The
Ags is weird. It's like it extends your ult. Like, you can channel over the area longer. It heals more, I think.
Yeah. Healer strat.
You can do just like not endless, but like you can channel there for a really long time, and so it's kind of like a guessing game when you'll fall down.
Yeah.
But I think it's coming. You want to come down quick though, is the thing. So I don't think that's very good. Like you cast the ult and people run, so you have to like land and like actually stun. You know.
The good thing I would say about holding the ult is it gives a lot of time. Because like you say, people run away from the ult. So I played against a game against support Dawnbreaker where you'd go on someone, Dawnbreaker would ult, you sort of disperse, and then the Dawn would just hold the ult really long, and it's like prevents your team from like crossing into this area of the fight for like quite a long time. It's like insanely good zoning, and if you ever do move into that area of the fight, then they just drop it instantly and you're all stunned. So it's quite strong in that sense.
I will say I am keen to see the DB. I would love to see it. I'm just not convinced, but I'd love to see it. It's not like a hoodwink. I'm not bothered. New hero.
I don't like hoodwink. I think it's too good.
Nah.
I can't stand
it. Too good.
I think I'm triggered from the major still. It's just like coordinated that hero deletes people.
Yeah. I actually quite like hoodwink. Like there are some hoodwink players that I really like. Jinkyu, like the PSG LGD player, like at the major, his hoodwink was just disgustingly good. But I totally agree with Adam. Like coordinated, the ult is just so dumb.
Yeah.
So you just guarantee an ult, and it's like, oh, there's a +4 outputting like 1 trillion damage. Speaking of new heroes, I'll be interested to see some Snapfire. I don't think we'll see it, but I'd love to see like a mid snap or like pos 3 snap, but I've absolutely no indication that will be played at all. But it'd be cool if it was. I feel like the hero's fallen out of favour a lot, I should say. So, any Anti-Mage 3 games?
Oh, that would be cool. Someone just goes all in. Oh, really? Yeah.
Any Anti-Mage 1 games? I don't think we'll see any Anti-Mage games at all.
Oh,
we'll see a couple, but
there will always be a desperation Anti-Mage game.
Yeah, I just don't believe the hero though.
I was actually thinking to myself, falling asleep, I was like, if I'm EG at a signing desk, what do I say? And what I thought about saying to Artesia is, or maybe to Flies, Artesia, to one of them, it was something like, don't pick Artesia Anti-Mage, please.
Yeah.
That was what I was thinking of saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been chatting some nonsense about TI, but we'll be back to chat more nonsense.
Focused nonsense next week.
More focused nonsense on the preview show, where I think we'll be going over the teams, or like what we think about what teams will be strong, where they could finish, and a bit more focused, a bit more systematic, going through the different regions and the teams and their chances and whether we like them or not, etc. So that should be fun. I look forward to doing that. It's usually a lot of fun. And until then, have a good one.